what made you realize your calling for Akashic reading, being a meditation trainer, and the other modalities that you offer. So, if you can, help our listeners and me as well understand your life journey and how it has helped you personally and professionally.
So, from my childhood, I used to have visions. Okay. But as any family would have, they would say, ki, oh, you're saying these are childish stories, you cooking up stories. So, you also, as a 5-year-old, 4-year-old, even you start doubting yourself. So, those visions were extremely vivid. And so, then once my mother started saying that, oh, no, these are childish stories, she maybe dreamt about it or things like that. There were times when I started really doubting myself. So I blocked those visions. But as I started growing up, went to school, these kind of sciences really used to attract me. When I was studying, like in school, I remember I was very fascinated by palmistry, face reading, and all of that. As I grew, went to college, I was heavily into I Ching. That's a Chinese science of
Okay.
prediction. Then I used to read about a lot of occultist stories or religious stories to understand how these gurus and everyone they led their life. So that pull was always there. But I never understood. I always kept on blocking all the intuitive messages that used to come because then the friends and the relatives started saying, oh, this is a black tongue, whatever you're saying, it's happening, but not really understanding I am foreseeing those things. So I
Mhm.
really had a tough journey to accept myself. For the longest time, I was a closet reader. I never told anyone that I've started my journey with tarot reading in way back in 2006. It took me a long time to really accept my skills, my gifts, my abilities, and to tell the world that, okay, now this is what I do, and I can help you in your life. So then I pursued like a normal person. I finished my graduation. I did my degree in interior designing. I pursued that career as well for a few years.
Mhm.
But that entire thing that I am not, this is what I was telling you earlier when the soul aligned job. I always felt really empty in the inside, as if, there is a void and there is a black hole inside my heart. I used to be very restless. I'm so glad that you asked me today. I am able to talk freely about it. So it used to really make me restless, and I knew this is not what I want to do. And I had to take that brave step of saying, okay, now I'm going to do this full time, and I'm going to call myself healer. It took really a lot out of me to accept myself and tell people that, I have the abilities and gifts that I can help you. So professionally reading, it's been 6, 7 years that I have started helping others, and I have such great transformative stories that I have put up on my website. It's called the higherselfhealing.com, and where people have shared their experiences, how I have been able to help them. So for me also, this path that my soul has chosen, and now I completely feel at ease. I feel myself and I feel at peace, and I really enjoy what I do. So yeah, that has been my journey.
Possible to share any one or two experiences with your customers or students, their experiences with Akashic reading or any other success story that you can share with our listeners?
So there is a thing called confidentiality. So I will not be able to share a lot of details, but it has helped them into finding their own beliefs that are holding them into their progress. Just
Mhm.
certainly, just because those things are coming from maybe the generations or their past lives and it's holding them. Once you identify those kind of a thought pattern and you break the cords or you cut the cords with those kind of limiting beliefs, that really brings the transformation in you. One of a very interesting, maybe, yeah, she's a very close friend of mine, and I'm sure she will not mind if I'm sharing this. The one topic that I spoke about is limiting beliefs, but in other incidences about my close friends reading, they had come up for, I have spoken about this on another platform also about this case. They had come up for their reading about the career path they wanted to shift to, and they needed a guidance. So it was a very normal kind of a reading that was going on. And suddenly I felt the energy presence into their records.
Mhm.
So I asked that energy and I asked them, why are you here? Do you have any messages? And it turned out that the energy was a mother's energy of that person for whom I was reading the records. And apart from all the blockages that we had read for, the energy also had a very significant message for her son. The kind of message that felt silly to me, but it resonated completely with that client. And when he started following the advice that was given by his mother's energy, he started seeing the transformation in his career. So that was something generational, which mother had never told her son. But when she appeared into the records and he started following the instructions or whatever the guidance had come up, in 2 months he called up and he said that now I see a lot of ease into my work. I don't know if this kind of a case story you are looking for, but this is what was very interesting and it stayed with me for a very long time.
It totally does resonate with me, Benita, over here. And I'm not sure, I'm just getting one curious question in my mind, which I have read on a lot of social platforms, because when you brought about the presence of an energy while you were doing the reading, and again, we are listening is not a platform where, we discuss this particular topic a lot, but I am getting a lot of, urge to ask it. So I'm gonna go ahead. There are a lot of postings which I often come across on Facebook or certain platforms about black magic. And I hope we can just have 1 or 2 minute of discussion on this. And again, I believe it's form of an energy, probably a negative energy coming in pictures. So can Akashic reading also help in identifying if you have these negative energies blocking your path to success or helping, stopping you from moving forward?
Yes, it does. So, what is when we talk about black magic and all? It is a negative dense energy. So, energy can be a light or dark, and what path a person is choosing will decide what kind of energy he or she is working with.
Hmm.
Definitely, there are instances where I have been able to guide my clients that this is what is happening in the background. But you really need to be skilled and trained practitioner to deal with it. If your journey, if you don't have experience working with the entities and energies, then I wouldn't advise even someone who has just learned Akashic record reading to deal with them, because this is a very, as you yourself said, this is a different world.
Yep.
So yes, but Akashic records reading definitely help, and they help the reader to identify what is happening, where it is coming from, and why it is creating the blockages for that person.
Amazing. So I will leave that question over here itself. Probably we can take that discussion offline to, satiate my curiosity that has built up now. But, with the, the time that we have with this, Benita, I would love you to share any final thoughts for our listeners about meditation, Akashic reading, to summarize our discussion today.
So, yes, meditation may seem like an impossible task, but everyone can do it. Same goes for Akashic record reading. Everyone can read it. They only need to surrender and have faith in the universe. Our guides, the universal positive energies, is always around us to help us, whichever path you take, whether you become a Akashic reader or you become, you make a meditation as your daily practice. Universe is always there to help us and support us. Only thing you need to do is just put it out into the universe, your intention, and that intention should be for greater good of everyone around. Because we as a person, whatever we are doing, thinking, or even speaking, has a ripple effect, because we all are connected. We are
Hmm.
creating effects into the collective consciousness. So please be mindful of it, be ethical, be fair. And all these practices, no matter what you choose meditation or Akashic reading or tarot reading, whatever you want to learn, maybe charms reading, but these are the ways to discover self and help others with your gifts. So just believe in the higher power, surrender, and have faith. That's the only thing
Amazing.
I would want to share with everyone.
Thanks a lot, Benita. Thanks a lot, for being candid with your responses and sharing this depth of, knowledge with our listeners out here today. Listeners, if you have any questions or you'd like to take your conversations forward with Benita on any point that really resonated with you and would like to understand more, you can reach out to her. We will be putting her, contact details in the description below. And once again, We Are Listening is an anonymous mental health platform for you guys out there. If you are finding yourselves where you feel unheard, you are finding people who are, lending you an ear, but they're judging you or finding a bias against your sharing. So we have this platform called We Are Listening. It's available in the description. Again, the links are available. You can come here, share without any prejudice, without any bias, and it's completely anonymous. So we are here to help you, and we are listening. Thank you, everyone.